This is a monster.
Feels like a good one.
I got a big bite, man.
You got one more leap in you, don't you? Yeah.
We might need a bigger net, Bo.
Woo! Look at that!
How's that for a smallmouth?
Now that's what we're talking about.
Man, what a beautiful redfish.
Side imaging, that's the way to do it.
You know, the biggest challenge in fishing is finding fish. If you can find them, you can catch them. You got to find bait and cover. And the new Humminbird side imaging unit helps me do just that.
Hey folks, I'm Bo Riles here with professional bass angler and television personality Hank Parker. And we're about to show you the most amazing breakthrough in fishing, maybe of all time, Hank. I mean, this Humminbird fishing system is absolutely incredible, isn't it?
It is. You know, Bo, I have had a lot of things come down the pike in my 30 years. I've seen incredible improvements in rods and reels, line, lures, you name it. But I've never seen anything as innovative that's going to help me catch fish as the new side imaging unit from Humminbird. It is an incredible piece of equipment. With traditional sonar, all I have is the bottom reading at the depth where the boat is positioned. With side imaging, I not only know how deep I am underneath the boat, but I can see the structure between the bank and myself.
You know, I've learned so much, even about places I've caught fish for years that I never knew why I caught them. With the Humminbird side imaging, now I understand, oh my goodness, that's why I've been catching those fish.
You know, Hank, for years, you, like a lot of others, successfully used traditional downward-looking sonar. How hard was it to give that up in lieu of the Humminbird side imaging?
I didn't give that up. You know, a smart monkey won't let go of one limb and got firm grip on another. I wasn't going to lose everything that I'd spent all those years learning. And a guy that has spent a lot of years learning to use sonar doesn't have to give that up at all. He can run the split screen, have his traditional sonar, and then look at the side imaging and get all the benefit. Before you speculated, you think, well, that's a rock down there. Well, that's a treetop. Well, that's a bridge pylon. Well, that's a sunken boat. There was a lot of speculation. With the side imaging unit, you don't even have to guess. I can see a sunken bridge, I can see pylons, I can see a sunken boat. I have enough detail that I know that's exactly what it is.
When I first got it, I rode around just for hours. I mean, it was like watching TV. And I finally had to say, all right, I got to start fishing some because I'm going to end up not making a cast all day if I keep looking at it.
All right, Hank, what is this now?
Well, we're coming up here on some structure. All right here's perfect. We're coming up on this big tree. Now, you see this? Now, I would interpret that as a school of baitfish. I would be positive that is a school of baitfish. But what it is actually I just caught the tip of this tree.
Well, it's that treetop right there.
That's it. That's what that is. I would have had no clue that that tree existed. I would have sworn I just ran. Here I go again. See here? Mm-hmm. Look here. I'm hitting this tree.
Another treetop.
Right. And I just tell you automatically, hey, that is a school of baitfish. I would never know that that gigantic tree exists. That's all I would have seen.
That is absolutely amazing, the difference. It's actually kind of fun to sit here and watch this and have you explain it to me.
It's almost as if they had drained the lake and allow you to walk around and actually see what's on the bottom.
This detail is incredible, but most important, the amount of coverage is absolutely phenomenal. With conventional down-looking sonar, you cover about 6 foot of bottom area in 20 feet of water. Humminbird side imaging covers up to 480 feet of water. There's simply nothing like it. This gives you a continuous coverage of 180 degrees up to 480 feet and picture-like detail of the bottom.
With traditional sonar, all I have is the bottom reading at the depth where the boat is positioned. With side imaging, I know what is between me and the shoreline. If there's a log, I see the log. I know the direction the log is laying. It's all about, in catching fish, is all about making the right lure presentation to the fish. And if you know exactly where that fish is located, if you know exactly how that structure is positioned, you can make a presentation that will allow you to get that fish to react out of impulse. That's the best way I know to catch a fish. And I tell everybody, just because you got a side imaging unit, they're not going to come out with their fins up. But I would have never caught that. I would have never had any idea at all that that log or that structure was there if, one, I didn't have a side imaging unit, two, if I wasn't paying attention to what it was trying to tell me.
You know, Hank, there's so much technology in the Humminbird side imaging. I mean, Is it complicated to use?
Well, Bo, I'm the kind of guy, I just got my first laptop about 3 months ago. I hate all that stuff. No one wants to go on their one Saturday off, and spend 3 or 4 hours learning to program GPS, or 2 or 3 hours trying to figure out how to read their sonar. And the most incredible part about this is self-explanatory. Everything is preset. You turn the unit on and you go fish. And I like that. You go fishing to enjoy the day on the water, not spend 3 or 4 hours trying to run a computer. You don't have to do that with this unit.
It sure is fun, though, just to watch the pictures at the bottom of the lake, isn't it?
That's the only negative. You may ride around all day and never cast because it is so neat.
Striped bass fishing is very, very unique, much different than largemouth fishing in the respect that a lot of times we don't find fish, we look for bait balls. The side imaging will find bait balls up to 100, 150 feet either side of the boat. You find bait, you're going to find fish. And it's not just the side imaging. I mean, because in striper fishing, we use the down sonar also. We compare side to side because now we're looking at a picture of what we used to interpret, and we see things so much better.
So, Hank, let me get this straight. The Humminbird has traditional downward-looking sonar, the side imaging sonar, but you also mentioned GPS, right?
Absolutely.
So take me through, marking with GPS here.
Right here we got a school of bait fish. Now, I really like that. Look at that. That school of bait fish is right off of that tree.
So you know that you got big fish hiding up under that tree, getting ready to come out and ambush those bait fish.
That's
Bottom
exactly
line.
right. And I can take my little cursor right now, and I can run right there to that tree, and I mark it.
Okay.
Now I've created a waypoint. Mm-hmm. Now, is that awesome or what?
Unbelievable. If you're like most anglers, you probably already have a fish finder, but most likely you're using it as a depth finder and not much more. Listen, if you truly want to find fish, you've got to get yourself a Humminbird. Humminbird side imaging sonar gives you the clearest, most accurate picture possible of the fish, the bottom, and those all-important structures down there that hold the big fish.